Hello, friends. Lionel Messi has reportedly told his Argentina teammates the World Cup final was his last ever game for his country, delivering an emotional farewell speech in the dressing room after the loss to Spain. Luka Modrić will not retire. The Croatian legend has verbally agreed a new short-term deal at AC Milan, and he's already spoken with the club's manager. Alejandro Garnacho is open to joining Aston Villa. With an official bid now on the table from Emery's side, Arsenal are accelerating their pursuit of Bruno Guimarães, and La Liga president Javier Tebas is firing shots at FIFA over World Cup expansion. If you're enjoying this kind of breakdown, drop a like. It genuinely helps us keep this format going. So let's dive into the latest football news. According to reports, Lionel Messi told his Argentina teammates that the World Cup final against Spain would be his last ever game for his country. He reportedly delivered an emotional farewell speech in the dressing room after the match. Luka Modrić has verbally agreed to sign a new short-term deal at AC Milan. The Croatian legend will not retire, with a formal green light given to the club. Modrić has also spoken with the club's manager ahead of putting pen to paper. Alejandro Garnacho has told Aston Villa he is open to joining, with Unai Emery having personally approved him as a top target. Aston Villa have now sent an official bid to Chelsea, with both clubs keen to find a solution before the end of the month. The 2026 FIFA World Cup delivered 308 goals across 104 games in 37 days. The final between Spain and Argentina ended in drama, with Ferran Torres scoring the decisive goal and Argentina finishing with two men sent off, including Leandro Paredes. Cubarsí became the youngest central defender in World Cup history to win the tournament, at 19 years, 5 months, and 27 days. FIFA named him the best young player of the tournament. Spain conceded just one goal across the entire competition, a record for a World Cup with this many matches. Arsenal are accelerating their pursuit of Bruno Guimarães, according to Ben Jacobs. The move is gathering pace as the Gunners look to strengthen their midfield this summer. Cristiano Ronaldo reportedly liked a social media post calling FIFA corrupt, following Lionel Messi's run to the World Cup final at the age of 39. Crescencio Summerville has completed his move from West Ham United to Al Hilal. The fee is €60 million plus €5 million in add-ons, with the Dutch winger set to earn €12 million per year across a 4-season deal in Saudi Arabia. Amadou Onana has undergone surgery in Lyon for a torn anterior cruciate ligament in his right knee, suffered during the 2026 World Cup. The Aston Villa midfielder is expected to be sidelined for 9 months. Chelsea have added John Stones to their list of defensive options. Maxence Lacroix remains a priority, with formal talks between Chelsea and Crystal Palace described as ongoing and positive. Barcelona president Joan Laporta has announced the club's plans to unveil Karim Adeyemi as their latest first-team signing. Spain captain Rodri made a point of publicly defending Barcelona's Ferran Torres during the country's World Cup celebrations, stating the forward had been unfairly criticized. Leandro Paredes had less than 48 hours of rest after the World Cup final before returning to training with Boca Juniors. He was playing in the final in New Jersey on Sunday and was already back on the training pitch by Tuesday. Erling Haaland is celebrating his 26th birthday today. Happy birthday to the Norwegian striker. Cristiano Ronaldo is reportedly just 25 goals away from reaching 1,000 career goals. Joan Trallon, who previously worked with Jose Mourinho at Fenerbahce and Benfica, has joined Real Madrid's backroom staff on a deal running until June 2029. Referee Anthony Taylor has announced his retirement after officiating 668 professional matches. Over 16 Premier League seasons, he took charge of 432 top-flight games. His final match was the round of 16 tie between Portugal and Spain at the 2026 World Cup. A consortium led by Amit Bhatia and the wider Mittal family are in active talks with FSG to purchase a minority stake in Liverpool. Nothing is finalized yet, but the club is currently valued at around £4.5 billion. Erling Haaland gained the most Instagram followers of any player during the World Cup, adding 32.1 million. He was followed by Cape Verde's Vozinha with 29.4 million and Jude Bellingham with 12 million. Rayan Cherki has singled out Didier Deschamps following backlash over France's 6-4 third-place playoff loss to England at the 2026 World Cup. Cherki was among the players substituted at halftime. According to reports citing Argentine journalist Hernan Castillo, Lionel Messi told his Argentina teammates in the dressing room after the World Cup final that the match against Spain had been his last ever game for his country. He reportedly delivered an emotional farewell speech to the squad. Messi reached the final at the age of 39, having already won the 2022 World Cup with Argentina. Inter Miami's coach Guillermo Hoyos confirmed separately that Messi will rest for as long as he needs following the tournament, with the club emphasizing that rest is the priority for both Messi and Rodrigo de Paul. For context, this is a report from a single journalist source and carries a reliability of 2. Messi has not made a public statement confirming his international retirement. But the symbolism is hard to ignore, a 39-year-old reaching a second consecutive World Cup final and reportedly saying goodbye in the dressing room is one of the defining images of this tournament. What happens next is unclear. If Messi does confirm his retirement from international football, Argentina face a monumental rebuilding task. The federation has strong confidence that manager Lionel Scaloni will extend his contract. But replacing Messi, even conceptually, is not something any squad can do overnight. Luka Modrić has verbally agreed to sign a new short-term deal at AC Milan, according to Fabrizio Romano. The Croatian midfielder will not retire, with a formal green light given to the club. Modrić has also spoken with the club's manager ahead of completing the paperwork. Modrić joined Milan after leaving Real Madrid, where he spent over a decade and became one of the most decorated midfielders in football history. At 40 years old, his decision to continue playing at the top level is remarkable. His ability to still operate in a high-intensity environment at a Champions League club speaks to his extraordinary physical and mental conditioning. For Milan, retaining Modrić is a statement of intent. A player of his experience and reading of the game brings immeasurable value in the dressing room and on the pitch. The short-term nature of the deal suggests the club is managing his workload carefully while keeping the door open for a further extension. The formal signing is expected soon. Once the paperwork is completed, Modrić will begin preseason preparations with the Rossoneri, with the new Serie A campaign on the horizon. Alejandro Garnacho has told Aston Villa he is open to joining the club, with Unai Emery having personally approved him as a top target. Aston Villa have now sent an official bid to Chelsea, and both clubs are keen to find a solution before the end of the month, according to Fabrizio Romano and Ben Jacobs. Garnacho spent the previous season at Chelsea after leaving Manchester United, and the prospect of a move to Villa Park represents a significant step in his career. Emery's track record of developing attacking players makes this a compelling destination for the Argentine winger. The speed of this deal is notable. Talks moved from initial contact to an official bid within a very short window, suggesting both clubs are motivated to get this over the line quickly. Chelsea are keen to free up squad space and wages, while Villa want to add a dynamic wide option before the new season begins. If the deal goes through, Garnacho would join a Villa side that has been building steadily under Emery. The next step is for Chelsea to respond to the official bid. If the fee is agreed, a medical and personal terms would follow swiftly. La Liga president Javier Tebas has launched a fierce public attack on FIFA and its president Gianni Infantino, targeting plans to expand the World Cup to 64 teams and criticizing the organization of the 2026 tournament itself. Tebas stated that increasing the number of national teams makes no sense and accused FIFA of destroying the football industry, an industry he says generates tens of thousands of jobs, for an event that lasts 40 days and concerns only a minority of players. Tebas also claimed the water breaks used during the 2026 World Cup were a lie, noting that the stadiums in Dallas, Los Angeles, and Atlanta were air-conditioned. He said he had to wear a jacket in the stands, making the breaks nothing more than advertising interruptions. He added that football is being run by an organization that does whatever it wants, solely to serve its own interests. His comments come as the CONMEBOL president separately confirmed that plans for a 64-team World Cup in 2030 are already being worked on by FIFA, with the tournament co-hosted by Spain, Portugal, and Morocco. Mirror Football also reported that Infantino was told a controversial World Cup decision could have cost him his job. Tebas went further, saying he believes Infantino's time is over, but acknowledged that Infantino has the backing of the system and the federations, making removal unlikely. The La Liga chief's frustration reflects a broader tension between club football's commercial interests and FIFA's expanding international calendar, a conflict that shows no sign of resolution. Spain have won their second World Cup, and the contribution of FC Barcelona and La Masia was once again decisive. 8 Barcelona first-team players were part of the champion Spanish squad, with another 8 having come through the club's youth academy. Ferran Torres scored the winning goal in the final against Argentina, with commentators drawing comparisons to Andres Iniesta's iconic strike in 2010. Pau Cubarsí, at 19 years, 5 months, and 27 days, became the youngest central defender in World Cup history to lift the trophy. He was named FIFA's best young player of the tournament. Alongside Aymeric Laporte, Spain's defensive partnership conceded just 1 goal across the entire competition, a record for a World Cup with this many matches played. No previous champion had ever conceded so few. France in 1998, Italy in 2006, and Spain in 2010 all conceded 2. Despite this, both Cubarsí and Laporte were excluded from FIFA's public vote for the tournament's best 11, a decision that caused significant controversy. The nominees for central defender included Lisandro Martinez, Virgil van Dijk, Gabriel, Christian Romero, and Dayot Upamecano, but not the 2 men who anchored the world's best defensive record. Spain captain Rodri also made a point of publicly defending Ferran Torres, who had faced criticism prior to the tournament. Torres' goal in the final has now reframed his entire World Cup narrative. As Spain look ahead to hosting the 2030 World Cup, the next generation, led by Lamine Yamal, Cubarsí, and others, will carry the weight of expectation as defending champions on home soil. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more exciting football news. Stay tuned for our next video. Until then, take care and see you soon.